Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another session of Dragonmark Symphony. I am Dylan, your DM, here with my friends as we hop back into what was a very interesting session last time around. Our adventuring party ended up being a little divided, a little split, on account of one of its members, Dak, dying and seemingly having disappeared entirely.
Yeah.
The group was forced to continue on further down into this cave that they're exploring, trying to find a way out, where they came across a strange room with an even stranger figure inside of it. They met a very tall, living skeleton. Does anybody here remember his name?
Oh, I wrote it down. It was Marmier. How do you pronounce it? That's what I wrote down.
It was Marley and Me for 200.
I didn't get the actual spelling of it, so I wrote down what I thought you said. The King of the Dragon's Horde.
That is correct. Marnier.
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 Yeah, Marnier.
Okay.
French
pronunciation.
French R.
Marnier. I heard
you
Marnier.
know that French R that's super prevalent here in this fantasy world.
Okay.
Yes, so you met the King of the Dragon's Horde, who invited all of you to actually take a seat at his table, and sort of shared his sordid history, his past that he had. He was once, as he claims, a great royal who lived in the north and was eventually tricked, fooled in some fashion. He had died but was brought back to life at a terrible price, wherein he was seemingly permanently separated from his gold. The only amount of it that remains slowly falling away from his literal body into an enormous pit that resided beside him. He had ended up there after meeting two wizards, though there was also seemingly talk. Two wizards. There was also seemingly talk of a mysterious third one who was possibly the nastiest of them all. Kevin, what was their name? You found a book that had their name written in it.
I did, and I deleted that thing when I restarted my computer.
Wow, fake fan.
I have it written down.
What is it?
It was Crassius and Gregory were the name of the two wizards that brought him there, and then the third one was Erebus Enthel, the guy who wrote that book, and he was the one that the king was saying messed up the everything and turned things bad.
The Viper guy.
Yep. Just like the Erebus that gave the Duke the anatheme.
Don't do this. It's not the same. Don't do this. Anywho, yes, that is correct. So there are three wizards now that we are aware of that seem to have some sort of connection with each other.
It's just specifically Erebus was the asshole.
Yeah, as far as we know. So in this meeting, another peculiar thing that happened is that Dak reappeared. They were also brought back to life, and they also had to pay a very unique price, wherein they gave their lungs, and by extension, their voice. The group reunited with each other and having broken bread, literally, with this skeleton king. was able to travel through the mirror that they had been seeking out. But after Set was reunited with their lost library card, that they had lost off screen in a separate session.
I want to note, it is one thing, especially to do like the Little Mermaid of thing of like, I'm gonna give my voice. It's another to just be like, have my lungs.
Here, take my lungs.
That's
because just the concept even of just like the monkey's paw of like, all right,
the monkey's chain,
the monkey's tail,
the monkey. But no, like the monkey's paw potentially like a potentiality of like the person who's like, all right, I'll take your lungs, but they don't give you the ability to like not need to breathe or whatever still. So you just literally die again. I know in that scene he was already dead, so it didn't matter. But like, there's definitely a scenario where they would bring you back to just immediately die.
I would never do something like that.
No, but a genie would.
It's true. And the great thing is that there are genies in this world, but we'll get to that someday. So all of you were able to travel through the mirror and seemingly returned back to the wizard's tower that you came from. You have reappeared. You are back in the room that you were originally in that had that like enormous glass ceiling that reached into another world entirely. Here you are together, and the room is silent. To your left now, where there was no door, there is now a doorway, an entryway that seems to lead somewhere, and there is the faint glow of a candelabra providing light into that hallway.
That wasn't
the rest
there
of the room
before.
appears the same as it did before.
Cool.
That wasn't there before.
No, it wasn't. Let me, I'll take point on this and I'll check it out as we go through.
All right, let's establish a marching order.
I'm in front.
Depending, so I mean, I know we don't like see an immediate threat or like at the moment, but just to remind ourselves that I'm the tank.
How about you go in the front and then
So
Dak and I will go in the middle.
We'll just set it so that I'm very close behind you.
Yeah, I'm more so doing it as like a stealthy scouting kind of thing. Like I don't intend to just be. I'm not wearing armor where I'm clanking along in the hallway going la di da.
Right. Well, yes, but we're also as we have learned, in this wizard's tower, can truly never believe that we are truly hidden.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, how about
So just to at least keep
Silva-
that in mind.
Silva first,
It may
set
be good
right
that we travel
behind.
together.
And then me and Dak will lead up the rear.
We may need to be a unit
That sounds fine.
in this location. Because like
How wide is the
we are one moment
hallway?
from like a scrying eye seeing us and chucking a fireball.
Like, are we single file march or are we able to do 2x2?
I'm assuming at this point that you have like approached that entryway to kind of peer down. Okay. You see an impossibly long hallway that is about maybe 6 feet wide.
Okay.
The walls are bright bronze, smooth interwoven brick that travels all the way down without a single extrusion or anything. Like the walls are like impossibly smooth going through, and you can see that there are candles lighting the way, one every 7 or 8 feet or so, moving down.
Okay.
So optimally single file. Got it. Yeah. All right, Silva, if you want to head up, I'll be making sure that we don't trigger any ground-related traps as we move through.
Sure. I was gonna say otherwise. Yeah, you can do that. I have to be right back. Dog is pacing around,
Yeah.
seemingly demanding that I get her outside. One moment.
Yeah. So with that, I think we'll progress down the hallway, and Silva will kind of just be flying at the front then, and then I'll be right behind, scanning the ground, checking, making sure the rest of us don't have anything to trigger that Silva obviously wouldn't from flying.
Yeah. Sounds good to me. Keep
Um,
on
I
down the
need
hallway.
I need the two of you to make investigation checks for me.
Okay. Silva can do that when they get back.
Mhm.
It is an 18 plus 6, so 24.
Investigation, you said?
Yes.
That's gonna be 2.
All right. As you step into this tunnel, you feel in a very odd sensation, but that's also like weirdly familiar. Though granted, it's already been several hours now since you last felt it. Stepping into the tunnel, there's this feeling that gravity is being shifted, but
Fuck.
you're not falling from the floor or like rising up into the air as you did previously. You're still firmly rooted on the ground, but it's like your whole body is like lurching. It's just the feeling, the sensation that you are upside down.
That's disconcerting. Um,
I don't like this tower much anymore. I already didn't because of the hell, but
yeah, from everything that has proceeded up to this point,
basically
like
every single thing that's happened, yeah.
So like we're as we continue on, like we're not lifting or anything. It's just like a sensation of like space twisting almost.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
As if the hallway that you're standing in is moving or shifting, but you're not. You're in place.
Oh, so this is literally like Forest Temple from Ocarina of Time. Like you're walking along the thing and that's twisting, but you're still staying rooted to the ground.
It's giving Gravitron at the county fair.
Got it.
That's an interesting concept to come back to.
Right?
Are we in a spinning room? Is that what's happening?
Silva, roll an investigation check for me, please.
Okay, lovely. Hold on. Just open these up. It's not gonna turn out great. It's a 9.
Okay. You continue moving forward another 6 feet or so. And you suddenly feel a shift. But it's not the one that you're feeling within yourself, it's from the actual walls. And Silva, you have the sense to stop before you keep moving any further, and you do so in the nick of time as a like 6-foot section of the walls and the floor in front of you begins to shift and moves to the side. The entire section of this hallway shifts sideways and is replaced with another one that slides into view horizontally.
I don't.
Fuck this wizard.
This Mario 64 ass tower.
Above you, on this 6-foot section directly ahead of you, there are sharp spikes piercing down from above.
Oh no.
And the floor now, what once was just this like brick, extremely clean, smooth brick floor, has been replaced with what appears to be forest growth and foliage. Heavy carnivorous leaves, twigs, mud, all kinds, something that you would see on like a forest floor.
Clarification: coniferous or carnivorous?
Coniferous.
Thank you. I heard carnivorous and I was like, that's mildly disconcerting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, those are spikes on the ceiling. With the way that, man, Silva, do you still want to take point, or do you want me to be checking out what's going on?
You may want to check it out. Do you have this? Seems like something at least where if something were to happen, your nimbleness might be more in handy.
Yeah, I'll swap spots. I'll swap spots with Silva, and I'll kind of do like a slow advance into this new hallway.
It's a really interesting concept, and you have to think about it. It's like I'm an armor tank based on the fact that it's just like from a bunch of actual and magical agility.
Mm-hmm.
But then he is the other type of agility, or like they have the other type of agility that makes them dodgeable. Like you're nimble and I'm nimble, but it's a different nimble.
You said you do move forward?
Yes, very cautiously, very slowly, but move forward nonetheless.
All right. You bow your head a bit to keep well clear of the spikes as you step forward through the path. It is important to note that beyond this like 6-foot area here, the rest of the hallway still looks the same as it did before. It is literally as if a piece of the hallway shifted sideways and was replaced with another one. Stepping onto these heavy leaves and branches, you hear a as something breaks. And you begin to feel the floor falling out from under you. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh my god.
That is a 17.
17. Okay. Okay. Silva. If we can't get Silva at the moment, Johannes.
Yes.
Dexterity saving throw, please.
This is what I'm good at. 24.
Okay. Excellent. As you see set beginning to fall, you feel the sensation as if you are starting to fall as well, even though you're standing on solid ground.
Great.
Silva.
Yes.
Silva. Dexterity saving throw.
Oh no. Okay, well, that's a good baseline. 22.
22. All right, and I'm going to roll in here for Dak. Ooh, okay. All right, and I'm going to roll a d4.
Me or just him?
No, me. I have rolled a d4. So, Johannes.
That's me.
You feel that same falling sensation as Set. And Dak sees from behind as the two of you vibrate in place and switch positions.
Me and Dak?
You and
Uh-oh.
Set.
Oh, you. Okay.
You said your saving throw was a 24.
It was a 24.
Okay. You are shifted so that now you are in Set's place. And with your roll, you are somehow able to comprehend what's happening, immediately get a foothold for yourself, and kind of push yourself back. You end up kind of colliding into Silva a bit as you do so. Set, you were about to fall through these leaves in one moment, and in the next you are now in the middle of the group. And you don't know what happened.
What the fuck? Kind of look around real quick, Sess, and like, Johannes, are you good?
I think I'm okay. I want to get out of here. Let's keep going. I'm sick of these traps. I'm sick of this magic. No one's allowed to cast magic in this group for like a week at least.
You hear the telepathic voice of Dak in your head going, "Okay, I will not cast magic anymore."
Never, Dak, you can still, never mind. Let's just keep moving. Take back everything I said. Magic's cool. This wizard sucks.
Well, that part is true.
Okay. I'll kind of move back up towards the front and take out, what do I have in my inventory?
Yes, use items, yes.
I'm going to. It's only a 6-foot section, right?
Yeah.
But the spikes come down pretty low, so you have to kind of like crouch to go through.
Yeah, they're coming down like a foot and a half. You kind of gotta crouch to go through.
Okay. What I am going to do is I'm going to take my rope, and I'm going to take a hammer that I have on me for whatever reason, and I'm going to tie it around the hammer, and I'm just going to kind of like launch it forward to test the rest of the ground.
Make a acrobatics check for me.
That is a 14 on the natural one chart.
No. we were due. It's been a little
I had
bit.
a feeling.
It's been a bit.
Like, come on, I have a +8 in acrobatics, and I roll a fucking natural 1.
That's the only bad one.
I was gonna say,
One of the rarest occurrences that is so satisfying is when you roll a natural 1 and I go, okay, this is what's going to happen to you. And then you roll for the natural 1 chart and I look and the natural 1 chart says the same thing. And I'm like, perfect.
That's true.
You, with focus in your eyes, full concentration, you swing the hammer and the rope and you throw it forward. And everyone watches as it sails through the air. It clangs off of one of the spikes, bounces back, and hits you in the head. You take 2 points of damage. You all watch as it just audibly goes like boom and just like thunks Set right in the head.
You know, Bennett, I was gonna say you. And,
I'll just kind of stand there a bit dazed and go, "Ow!"
You know, you and Bennett have like Bennett. You and Bennett.
Bennett, you and Bennett, you really get along.
You and Kevin don't like have the benefit of not being in Tuesdays. But it's like when you say we are due, the reality of
you know what?
in
Yeah.
that when it comes to at least the show. We've been hitting them.
Oh man, does Bennett even know?
I don't know.
No,
I don't know. I know like basically nothing about.
We might have to talk about that after.
Yeah,
we might have to talk about that after.
When it comes to Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Understood.
I'm the bad guy.
Oh.
So you still have, the good news is you did not lose the hammer and rope. You have them in your possession still.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm gonna just give it another shot.
Okay, go ahead and make another acrobatics check. This time it's with this time it is with disadvantage because you are dazed.
Okay, so that's a 16.
Okay. Yeah, you try again, focusing as hard as you can. Vision's a little blurry, but you manage to. Bring, 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 bring. It clangs across the smooth surface of the ground. You are holding the rope still in your hand, and you can see that the hammer has now flown clean across to the other side, still in the hallway, lands down on the ground. Nothing happens to it.
Okay, well, I wanted to pull it across like the carpeting, like the forest floor of the hallway in front of us, and just kind of.
You do so, and it gets snagged on a few leaves and onto a branch. You kind of gotta pull on it a little bit more to free it, but the ground doesn't seem to like fall or anything.
Okay. Silva, do you want to take this rope with you to the other side? One of us will anchor back here, cross, you come back, anchor it, have the last person cross, and then you come over. Just to make sure we get over this gap.
Can try that, yeah.
By the way, you all right? I saw that.
Let's just move on. It's fine. Yes, I agree with Johannes. We need to really just get out of here at this point. With how nasty this tower has been to us, like, I don't even know if we even saw the wizard, if he would deign to help you, or if he would just either kill us or kick us out of the tower.
At this point, we just get anywhere. So find out.
Agreed. Let's go with this then. I'll hand the end of the rope over to Silva.
All right. Silva shoves the rope into her mouth.
No, but I will head over.
And then out of the remaining three of us, is Dak the strongest, or would Johannes be the strongest?
I have
What are our
13 strength, so
I mean, you expect we're just planning to tie it down, right?
Is there anything to tie it down to on this end, though? I was thinking of having someone stand on this end, anchoring it, with you anchoring it on the other side. One person utilizes it to go across, the next person utilizes it, and then basically like the two of us over there anchor it, and then you come back and anchor it on this end, and then have the last person walk across, and then you can fly.
Yes, I get that, but that is, I guess, the question is good to ask. Is there anything potentially to anchor it? Given that not really many of us not only are filled with great strength, but are filled with great weight.
Are the candles on the walls, are they like in sconces, or are they just like floating?
They are in sconces, yes.
Okay, so we could tie off to a sconce then.
yeah, let's try that.
Lacking of great weight, benefiting that aspect.
Yeah, so let's tie it off to one of the sconces on this end, and then Silva, you can tie it off on the other end. Leave just enough slack so that the rope isn't up in the spikes, but not too much that we just drop through the floor.
Yes. So And I guess anything to know, like anything horrid to happen or to note of the while heading over, or able to kind of get over seemingly fine.
You begin to make your way across. And do so without harm. Neither the spikes nor the floor move as you cross over.
Nothing, I guess I was gonna say, anything that can potentially pique my eye on this side that I can look
Make an
for.
investigation check.
Hope I do slightly better than a lot. I didn't.
I didn't.
I didn't. I did worse, in fact. So it makes it a 7.
Okay. You see ahead of you that the hallway continues to seemingly stretch on forever, and the walls are so like there's no visible point where you can see where like the hallway would divide, or like any kind of like a secret trap door or anything of the sort. It's just like impossibly clean, going all the way through.
Hmm.
All right, well,
Nothing alarming. Well, okay.
we'll just
All right.
continue to it. I will just go through the attempt at tying. It'll be what's
All right, make a dexterity check for me.
30-20.
All right, yeah, you have no problem tying the rope down. You're able to do so with relative ease.
All right. Once we get it tied down on our end, who wants to go first?
I mean, I guess I could try. I got good dex.
All right.
I'm dexterous. All right.
I'm dexterous.
So now they're tied off on both ends, and the rope is looped down so that it's not up in the spikes.
All right.
All right. Good luck, Johannes.
I'm gonna need it. I guess I'll get on the rope.
Okay, you clamber onto the rope, holding onto it, to make your way across. Again, this is about like a 6-foot space here, so it's not a drastic span, but you still feel an uneasiness going across, looking down at the earthy floor beneath you.
All right. I move slowly, gripping as much as I can. I don't try to like be fancy or anything like that.
Make an acrobatics check for me.
This is what I'm made for. 24.
All right. Silva.
Am I doing the same roll?
Make an acrobatics check for me.
That's a net 20.
Oh,
25.
gaming.
Set.
Acrobatics.
Make an acrobatics check for me.
I'll fish a failure out of one of these.
It's an 11.
Oh,
All right, and I will roll for Dak.
I thought you were a rogue.
Yeah, that was with a +8.
Wow.
I rolled a 3.
Did someone get set some rolls? Please, begging. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Johannes,
Okay.
you've almost made it all the way across. And then you feel it. You feel that shift inside of you again. Like your body is starting to vibrate, starting to move in space. And the rest of you hear the sound of stone grinding against stone. And you see as the 6-foot section that Johannes is still in, with the carnivorous floor and the spikes on the ceiling, begins to shift to the side, with Johannes still in it.
Oh no. I like look back as I'm like, hold it. Guys?
Move fast, Johannes.
It's starting to shift away, with another, seemingly something else about to replace it.
Can I like go like really, really fast to get to the other
Make
side?
a dexterity saving throw.
19.
You just managed to squeeze your way through before the hallway shifts over entirely,
Oh.
and a new chunk of that hallway comes in.
Does that sever the rope?
It pulls the rope in with it. Whoever is holding on to the rope at this moment needs
No one,
to make.
because it's tied to the sconces.
So I was going to say, if somebody is holding on to the rope, they're going to need to make a strength saving throw. If it's just tied to the sconces, then I have to roll for the strength of the sconces.
Oh, okay.
And I rolled a natural 1.
Well,
Which means I also have to roll the percentile die for these inanimate objects.
Yo, I can't wait for the sconces to get a
Wink.
feather mustache.
Oh, that's wild. Oh, man. Oh, that's wild.
Wild magic surge.
All right. The sconces are ripped from the walls by the force of the rope being pulled into the wall, and they fall prone. And unfortunately do not have enough time to pull themselves up, and so the sconces are pulled into the side of the wall as it shifts out of sight. So you lose light for this next like 12 to 15 feet of space, and you also have lost your rope.
I was going to say, and I lost my rope.
That rope is gone. The piece of hallway that has vanished is replaced by another one that slides in. This one is pure ice on the walls, the ceiling, and the floor. You immediately begin to feel a chill. The entire hallway feels colder.
Cool.
oh god, I just made it.
Set is sick of this shit and is going to take a few steps back and just sprint at it, intending to like slide across the ice.
You're going to slide across it?
Yeah.
All right, make an acrobatics check.
Yep.
See if you can Yuri on ice this shit.
Fuck these
Sure.
D20s.
Get different ones, yeah.
I'm getting a new D20. Natural 20.
Let's go.
Hey.
Amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, you all watch as with a simultaneously not surprising, but also very surprising level of like grace and dexterity. You watch as Set, very angry face, but then just like runs to the ice and then just goes and just like elegantly glides
Perfect
across, easily reaching the other side without issue.
That was so much less stressful than what I had to deal with. Honestly,
Yeah.
kind of impressive. Where'd you learn how to do that?
It's neither here nor there. Dak, hurry up and get over here before it shifts again.
Okay. You hear Dex voice in your mind, and then a second later you see him just kind of steady himself, and then he goes to run.
Oh no.
You see Dak running up to the ice, already kind of like tripping on himself a little bit. And then the second that they reach the ice, they too just immediately go and just like gently glide across in like a perfect slide. They reach the end of the section, and then they just go into this nice pirouette and kind of spin around a few times on like a nice axis before they reach the end and pose.
Well done, Dak. Well done. All right, now let's keep moving. Definitely like considering it was a 6-foot segment, just kind of mentally mapping this hallway out in 6-foot segments and like appropriately pausing before the end of each one, and then like continuing to move on to like try and sense if there's a shift or anything.
Make an investigation check as you go. This is all of you.
Man, just all these investigation checks.
18.
I can't wait to roll another single fucking digit. Well, at least it'll add to a double digit, but still. 12.
All right. And Johannes, an investigation check from you as well.
I'm on it. Nat 20.
Yo!
We're on fire.
He's on fire.
So you all move something like the length of 3 sections, about 18 feet down this path, when whoever's at the front now feels it. They feel that familiar sensation and they go, "Oh, I know what this is. Everybody stop." You see as another 6-foot section in front of you changes and shifts, sliding to the side, perfectly replaced as another section comes into place and interlocks, so that you once again have a hallway. But now, in this 6-foot space, the ground is emerald in color, like it's made of like emerald colored marble on all sides. And sitting on the floor within this 6-foot space is an enormous wooden chest.
Ooh, I wonder what's in there.
Okay, so we're gonna just wait here until this section changes, because we all know like we can't trust this, right?
What if something good is in there?
Johannes,
Well, Johannes.
has there been anything good in this fucking tower?
Johannes, I would love to check that. But I am quite literally spent.
Fine. We'll let it pass. I just cross my arms.
I mean, here, if you want to test it, kick it.
I'll go kick it. Can I kick it?
In the words of Q-Tip, yes, you can.
I will do so.
All right, go ahead and make an attack roll for me.
Just like an unarmed attack.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're not using your arms, right?
It's true. 13.
Shut up.
That'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
2 damage, I'm assuming,
okay.
for an unarmed strike. Is what mine says. Don't write something down.
The mimic took 2 points of damage.
You all watch as Johannes reels back and just punts the chest. It just goes
Like
There's
it made like an
silence.
echoing sound.
It like shook in place. Like the force of you kicking it caused it to like bounce back a little bit, and it shakes a bit before settling.
Hmm. Can I knock it with my knuckles and hear if I hear like a weird sound?
Yes, you may.
I rap on the side.
What is the pattern you use to rap?
I mean, I don't feel like
Um,
I was gonna say I don't feel like it matters how you rap.
I whisper to it, "That's an awfully hot coffee pot." um, I do like a waltz, like a 1 2 3 1 2 3.
You hear from within the chest. It's faint, but you can hear it. Dun, 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 dun.
I do then like 1 2 3 4.
Like, are you knocking on the chest or?
Yes,
Mhm.
like rapping with my knuckles, like.
After a brief silence, you hear it again. Dun, 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 dun.
Guys, there's something weird about this chest. It's like a canyon inside, echoing back.
Oh well, if I had to guess based on this place, it probably is because it is in fact some type of tunnel into wherever the fuck else this goes.
Should I open it?
You know what? I'm willing to bet based on that if you did open it, at least there's a good chance that, like, by opening it, it may not do something. The question's gonna end up being though if that ends up being our only way to anyway. So let's determine that first. So let's see what our other options, places to go are, in case it does in fact when you open it, suck us in and we go flying through a tunnel.
Fair
Yeah.
point.
How about we just keep moving on? Like, I mean, Johannes, you're standing there, nothing's happening, right? Like, let's just keep moving.
Well, clearly
Yeah,
something
that's
is
true.
happening. He's denoting that it's echoing him.
Well, yeah, it's happening within the chest though. Like, nothing's happening like that. He's standing on the floor. Like, we can just keep moving.
Yes, the question's going to end up being if keeping the reminder to you said in that the way forward is not clear. Ass backwards, ass place. Oh,
True, but this section's going to move on like shortly, I would imagine. So we either move through now or we wait for a new section to come through and move through then.
yeah. I mean, I guess we can see if if it shuffles around.
Yeah, let's wait. We're just not going anywhere.
Well, I think the point is that regardless, but anyway.
Well, opportunity. Anyways, yeah.
All right. You elect to wait for a moment and see if the section of the hallway ends up shifting out of view. You wait for feels like a minute or two, and then you begin to feel that familiar sensation, the lurching within your body. And you can see that the walls of that section are starting to move, preparing to shift away. Set dexterity saving throw.
That is a 25.
Johannes, dexterity saving throw.
That is 15.
Silva, dexterity saving throw.
I had a feeling it was coming. Inkling. 21.
Silva, you feel the sensation that your body is lurching through time as all of you begin to vibrate violently. And as the wall begins to shift and move out of sight, the chest vanishes from its place and swaps places with Silva.
Silva?
As the section of the hallway that had the chest in it before now has Silva standing there and is beginning to slide out of sight.
Okay, Silva. Silva. Of all the people that this could happen to, this is actually probably the best because you could just fly back here. So, quickly.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna just go back over there. At least try.
Yeah, no, you are gifted with a set of wings that allows you to fly relatively easily. And so you are actually, without too much difficulty, you can see that the hallway is beginning to shift. So you just and you just fly back to join the rest of the party there. The emerald section of hallway shifts out of view, and another one slides in from the top, rotating in until it is aligned. The 6-foot section in front of you is solid dirt on the floor, wooden logs on the walls as if the sides of a log cabin, the roof thatched with a small window at the top and moonlight peering in. And sitting in the middle is a small man in a large coat with a cowboy hat on, a fiddle resting by his side, and he is whittling a piece of wood with a small blade.
Greetings.
Who might you be?
Hi. Welcome.
Welcome to where exactly?
You're in the tower, of course.
Well, that's a good
Okay.
sign.
Do you know where we need to go?
Not a clue. I was told that if I can carve a perfect replica of this tower, that I would be allowed to leave. So, if you don't mind, and he kind of goes back to continuing to carve.
Okay, cool. So can we just keep walking down this hallway and get somewhere eventually?
That's no bother to me.
Great. Let's move on.
He might not like it, though.
Who?
The window in the ceiling that had the moonlight shining through it
Fucker.
opens up, and a thin, scrawny, zombie-like figure slowly reaches in through the top. Long, matted black hair covering their face as they crawl in on bent arms.
I didn't know I was signing up for a horror campaign, Dylan.
The figure, I know. I thought I prepared you guys, and then I looked back on it, and I was like, I only really half prepared you guys. The figure begins to crawl in through this window, the head twisting around, and you hear a gurgling, murky voice from within the hair say, "Make a deal with me."
I don't
Fuck
know.
you.
Okay, well, I would have put it maybe a little bit more gently, but I'm also going to decline.
Yeah, I think I'll pass. I'm sorry.
The man in the chair, still whittling away at the piece of wood in his hand, says, "That's a good idea. I would recommend you keep moving."
We're gonna wait for another one, are we? We're kind of looking around. The other side.
Oh, we're waiting. Fuck this shit.
Let me just walk through.
You can all go around me if you like, but you gotta, whatever you're gonna do it fast. I can never get this corner right.
I think we're gonna do the same strat we did the last time.
Sprint through or wait?
I think waiting.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
I'm fine with
we'll-
waiting. Yeah.
I don't want to deal with that
We'll
thing.
just wait it out. If we're waiting and that thing is looming ominously, I am going to have my short bow out and ready.
Okay. You draw the bow, and the figure crawling in through the window turns the head to look at you, though the eyes can't be seen. And you hear it gurgling out towards you. Trade me the bow, I'll give you your greatest wish.
No,
No.
I don't think I want to.
You know, I know they never say don't judge a book by its cover, but sometimes I might.
Those who freely offer wishes are not to be trusted. Leave.
The gentleman in the chair looks up at all of you again. She's a genie, it's what she does, and she's just gonna keep asking until you move on, honestly.
Well, we gotta wait for the room to kind of switch over here. So
Alright, well, give it a minute. It'll happen.
Best of luck with
Does
your
that look
carving.
like the tower looked like on the outside? I haven't been out in quite some time.
Yeah, it's
How does it look?
looking good. Yeah.
Make ooh, this
what's
is a
a
good
good
one.
examination from afar for that?
This
Plus
is gonna be
memory of what the tower looked like from the outside.
Right?
here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna have y'all make a performance check,
Gonna make a
but what you're doing
historication.
is you're evaluating his performance.
Okay.
Hey, I'm pretty good at those. Some would say I'm an expert at performance.
I got a 16.
I got a dirty 20
For performance, I got a 17.
right here.
All right. So all of you looking at this wood carving, it is indeed he's sort of rounded it so that it's almost perfectly round. It's becoming something more of like a thick dowel. And he's trying to carve these like intricate little scriptures into the sides of it. It looks pretty close to what you had seen on the tower on the outside, but you can also notice that very slowly parts of the tower that he's not actively whittling away at are starting to regrow the wood.
What a dick. I'll call that out to the guy. I'll be like, hey, you know the spots that you're not actively working on are regrowing, right?
What was that? What do you mean?
Like you're carving this section, but if you look at the section that you had been working on when you first arrived, that's already starting to like the wood starting to come back.
Oh, well, I don't know how I missed that. And he kind of just starts whittling at that section again. The genie peering in from the window, arms outstretched, turns the head towards you again. He's not well.
Clearly. I expect nothing less from this tower at this point. Well, good luck with that. It looks good. Just try to combat the regrowing issue.
I think you'll be okay.
You all feel a lurch, a shift, as the section of the hallway in front of you begins to move. The gentleman and the genie seemingly just continuing to exist without a care as the section of the hallway shifts away and is replaced by what looks to be a completely normal section once again. The walls realign, the material, all the brick looks the same as it snaps into place. And you're once again greeted with an empty hallway moving forward.
Let's fucking move it.
Oh, let's do this one.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, it definitely could be a bait, but let's just do it anyway.
Let's just
It's
do
the
it,
most normal one we've had, so let's do it.
yeah.
Approximately how long did it take for the first shift?
Ooh. let's call that an insight check.
Ooh, it's only a +1. That was a 3. So I'm just going to say I've probably done it.
It was either 3 seconds, 3 minutes, or 3 hours. Definitely one of those 3.
Got it. Let's...
Because you rolled a 3.
Yeah, let's move quickly, but still be cautious of these shifting sections.
Okay. Cautious and quick.
You all continue to move forward. Dak bringing up the rear, noticeably slower than they were before.
Dak, you good?
You turn to look back and you see that Dak is walking with the enormous wooden chest from before that had swapped places with Silva. There is a chain, a brass chain that is extended out from the chest, and Dak is holding it in his hand, almost like a leash, and is just sort of walking with the chest, dragging it along with him.
Hey, Dak, where'd the chain come from?
You hear the telepathic voice in your head. It came from the chest.
It wasn't there originally, though.
No, I don't think so.
And why are you bringing it with, Dak?
I don't want it to get lost.
Okay. There are handles on the side of the chest, or is it literally just like a smooth chest with this chain coming out of it now?
There are almost more akin to like a trunk. There are these like heavy handles, rectangular handles on the sides.
Johannes, since Dak is insisting on bringing this with, do you mind helping him so that he's not slowed down and potentially gets caught in a shift?
I'll try to open it. Can I open it?
That's not what Johannes!
Yeah, you can open it if you like.
Okay, I'll open it.
You open it. You open it up and you see there's just like this inky blackness inside. You can't see anything that's in it. And as you're peering in, suddenly an enormous red tendril rolls outward and wraps around you. You see as the edges of the chest lining give way to large, sharp teeth that curl downward, rows and rows of vicious teeth. As the chest
close.
As the chest begins to growl and shake in place.
Dak, close the chest.
You hear Dak's voice in your mind. You didn't ask for consent.
Close the chest.
Run! Dak, leave the chest. Run!
No, close it first.
Dak is going to make a strength check to try to pull you away from this enormous tendril-like tongue that is wrapped around you and trying to pull you in. That is a 12. And the chest got a 13. All right.
No.
Seth's gonna take a shot at it with the bow that he still has out.
Yeah, go ahead, make an attack.
I try to like squirm out after the attack.
22.
22, that will hit. Go ahead and roll for the attack. Damage.
It's 8 points of damage.
All right, where are you aiming?
At the tongue. Like,
okay.
I'm trying to knock it so that it kind of releases control over.
Yeah. You fire the arrow, like Johannes, you hear it just like whiz by your head as it sinks through, completely impales the tongue. The chest lets out like a guttural roar shaking in place as the tongue releases you and you drop down to the floor. The tongue is like lashing around, wildly smacking against the walls.
Okay, run.
Run! I start running.
All right, so you
I'll wait
Time for us all
till
to go.
Johannes and
Yep.
Dak get past me, still having my bow drawn as I'm like backpedaling, but making sure that they get away before it like tries to grab them again. And then once they're past, I'll start sprinting as well.
Mhm. As the rest of the party is moving past you, you train your bow back on the chest, and you see that it's not following you. It's stopped, and the tongue is still kind of thrashing about. The arrow is still piercing it, and it's letting out these wheezing sounds as it just kind of sits in place, trying to get the arrow from its tongue.
Okay, great. And then I'll turn around and start going.
I'm hauling ass. Let's not open any more chests. I don't know whose idea that was, but
Once I catch up to Johannes, I am going to smack him on the back of the head.
All right, make an attack roll.
That is a 17. Does that beat your AC? Johannes,
wait,
what's your AC?
my AC 14. Yeah.
Okay,
All right, roll for damage.
it's 1 point of damage.
Okay.
Okay, 'cause
Johannes, you feel a heavy smack upside the back of your head.
I'm now unconscious. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. That would be really funny though, because I was at 1 health before, but then you guys give me that potion. I'm not touching anything else.
Bro, somewhere
Without
within the rest, I
explicit-
swear to God.
That's why I said don't open the chest. Great. I'll take a peek over my shoulder to see how far we are from the chest at this point.
You've bolted, so now you're a good like 30, 40 feet away from that chest.
Okay. I would say we could probably slow down to normal movement speed and be more aware of keeping an eye out for shifts at this point. It doesn't seem like seems like it's more preoccupied with the arrow in its tongue.
Yeah, I mean, let's just go through what we can now.
You all feel the lurching inside of you once again. As in front of you, a much smaller section of the hallway, maybe 3 or 4 feet, begins to move, shifting out of sight.
Immediately, like, knocking an arrow on my bow and just, like, being ready for whatever comes.
As it's shifting away, it is replaced with a solid wall. Nestled inside of the wall is a rectangular hole, and inside of it, a shelf with 3 bottles on it, each bottle filled with a different colored liquid. At the base of the shelf is a small paper scroll.
God. What does it say?
You undo the scroll and open it, and it reads, "One of us is pleasure. One of us is pain. One of us is hidden. One of us is vain.
Oh, fucking riddles.
2 of us are the same."
Oh my god. I didn't write that down.
I'll lift the parchment up to look like behind it.
There is writing on the back as well,
Oh.
smaller and in a different language.
The language I can read.
Does anyone here read or comprehend Sylvan?
Sylvan. No.
Yes. Me home. Home.
So let's take a look at this.
I'll take a look at it.
In Sylvan language that you recognize, it is written, "This riddle is a falsehood. 2 of the bottles are poison, but the rest of the clues are fake. Look at the bubbles."
Look at
So-
the bubbles.
Remind me. We're looking at like a. What are we like?
There are
looking at
3
something-
bottles. There are 3 bottles laid out on the shelf.
Okay.
The bottle on the left has a red brackish liquid inside of it, filled almost all the way to the top. The bottle in the middle is almost completely clear, save for flecks of gold that are sort of gently floating through it. The bottle on the right is an amber yellow with a dead frog sitting near the bottom.
I guess I'll examine the bubbles.
Make an investigation check.
Because I've been rolling really great on those today.
Make a highfalutin smarty pants wizard check.
You know, I would love to. I have guidance.
So are you asking if you have guidance
I
or?
was checking. I was checking if that was a cantrip I own. I have. I wanted to see.
I believe
could
you
use
do.
it. I do.
Pretty sure you
I
had
could
guidance.
use it. And I sure could use it. Not be- Honestly, it's mostly just because I feel like this could be at least closer if it was more than a 12. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I
I mean, it's your call.
Baldur's Gate taught me anything. It's just use guidance every time. So now it's a 15.
Nice.
Okay. You carefully examine the bottle, looking for these bubbles. And you see that there are indeed
Bubble.
bubbles inside of each of these bottles. The brackish red bottle has these like really small bubbles that are almost like carbonation fizzing up to the top. The middle bottle with the gold flecks, the bubbles are large and they're almost in like a slow, intricate dance with the gold flecks. They too rise to the top and fizzle. In the third bottle, the amber one with the dead frog at the bottom, you see that, again, a concentration of bubbles that rise to the top and fizzle when they reach the very edge. But you think to yourself, what's different about this bottle compared to the other two? Is there anything that separates it? The frog. You look at the frog. You can just make out that there are small bubbles coming out from the mouth of the frog. And these ones don't float to the top. They pop instead, about halfway up.
But the other two both bubble to the top.
Yes.
So I guess based on that, I'll grab the frog potion or bottle. I can't say it's a potion.
All right. You grab the bottle from its place on the shelf. It feels
Okay.
heavy in your hand.
So before we do anything with this, let's give it a minute to see if this wall just goes away.
Well, as I say, yes, I guess that would be the question based on what we've been dealing with as it is. But I guess that seemed to have been the earlier portion of the corridor. I imagine by the amount that we moved, we've come to that point already.
Are we supposed to like
So from pulling
drink it or
anything
something?
happen, or, I mean, I imagine so. I was gonna say, after moving it, has anything happened, or is it?
Nothing happened. You've taken the bottle off the shelf. The other two bottles remain in place.
I think I have a feeling I meant to drink it.
We'll be here to help you if you die.
I have something I'm pretty sure is an antidote, so
Well, those the other two were poisoned.
yeah, if that's the
nice
only one
part I
that
enjoy.
seems any different.
The only thing they gave me solace about this, that note telling me the whole riddle effectively bullshit. So give it a shot. Drink the potion.
Yeah, I want to get.
All right. You take a drink of the potion, and the taste that hits your tongue is that of honey mixed with like creek water. There's a coppery tinge to it.
How are you feeling?
It goes down slow.
Sorry.
Is anything happening?
Yeah. Anything? Feeling different?
You wait a moment for any visible change or anything of the sort, and nothing occurs until you hear and you see this section of the wall in front of you slides to the left, moving out of sight, replaced with a normal section of hallway once again.
Cool, let's keep moving. Silva,
Okay.
you're doing all right?
Is there anything seemingly changed from me, or?
Make a medicine check.
Self-medicine check. Let's go.
Hmm.
14.
Okay. It's definitely got a real not great aftertaste to it. Like, this is in your bottom 10 flavors, but you don't immediately feel like sick or queasy or anything like that. It's just, unpleasant, really.
Just nasty.
Silva,
we didn't
just to
die.
be safe, take one of these, and I'll take one of my questionable antidotes out and hand it to Silva.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it would be the correct one. It went through. It just tastes not. It's like the honey part made it weird. It made it like that. It's like the sweet part. It had like a creek water taste. So it made it kind of weird.
Yeah, just to be safe, hold on to this.
Oh yeah, sure.
I have no idea what it's an antidote to, or if it'll even work, but better safe than sorry. Let's
I
keep
agree.
moving.
Yeah.
All right, forward.
All right. You continue to move forward. You're able to make it another 30 or 40 feet, and you finally see something. Something at the end of this seemingly never-ending hallway. There is a door, bright ruby red with a jeweled handle, about 45 feet away from you. And as you kind of feel your heart's leaping in your chest, I need a dexterity saving throw from all three of you.
Dexterity.
Natural 20
Yeah, we're getting a number of these.
for a 28 total.
I got
Nice.
12.
I got an 18.
Set.
Yes.
You feel that lurch as you and Dak swap places. The hallway in front of you, another 6-foot section of this hallway, shifts and slides over to the left. And it is replaced. Red carpeting on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Intricate decorative wallpaper running up the sides. Tin metal across the roof. A very small, posh writing desk. And sitting at it, slumped over, what appears to be a little wooden girl, like a marionette.
Facing away from us or towards us?
Slumped down, almost like they're sleeping at a desk.
Is their back to us though?
No.
Okay. Kind of tentatively approach. Hello?
Your special eyes perceive nearly invisible strings that rise up into the ceiling, where pinpricks of holes that couldn't be noticed before are peppered across. The marionette girl raises her head, and you are greeted with a painted face with a smile. Bright, exuberant eyes. A little ladybug hairpin inside. The head lolls up. Hello. Are you here to take your examination?
Maybe.
Examination for what?
She looks around at all of you. The head moves as if it is being moved. Well, if you're all here, that means you pass all of the great trials.
Yes.
Are you here to see the wizard?
Yes, we are.
A wonderful wizard? Yes.
I don't know if I'd call him wonderful.
Say, let's not try to be frat.
Agreed on that count.
Johannes, clearly nobody here, nobody in this tower cares for him.
But we're
learned
off
this.
to see the wizard.
Yeah, we are here to see the wizard.
Cold
Yes.
stare.
No. No one's feeding the bit.
No,
The wizard would love to see you too.
I don't want to give.
He
anything
likes to
away
meet
from
anyone
that.
who's able to get through his challenges.
Oh, they
Is the
were
final one.
exhilarating. All right.
Is exam the final one?
Technically, you've passed. But now it's time for the examination. I'm going to ask you some questions about each other. And if you can answer them honestly, you'll be able to pass by me and meet the wizard.
Okay.
Plus, I
Okay.
must use a strong suit of mine, so
Sounds easier than some of the other enemies we faced.
Honesty can be difficult. You'll never know until you're faced with the question.
She looks at you. I wouldn't know.
Go ahead and ask us these questions then.
She sort of, the arm reaches down to the table, opens up a small little drawer, and withdraws from it an inkwell, and a small book, like an address book. She slowly peels it open. Okay. She takes the quill, dips it in the inkwell. First question. She points the quill. Long, protruding peacock feather. Silva.
They know our names.
No shit, Johannes.
Why would you say it out loud?
yes.
Why are you here?
Seek the wizard cure.
See, when a mommy fairy and a daddy fairy love each other very much.
She kind of tilts her head slightly. That's correct. Good job, Silva. And she scribbles something down in the little address book. Next question. Johannes.
I raise my hand.
What are the terms for left and right on a ship?
Port and starboard.
You're right. That's correct. She writes in the address book.
Seems slightly less
What?
personal.
We're like your starboard.
Set.
Yes.
What was your favorite part of visiting the Lazar principalities?
Was this part of my backstory?
She's kind of looking expectantly with you, the quill in her hand. Everyone else, you notice like a visible confusion sort of cloud sets face.
No, but was that part of my like session 0 like backstory?
Make a history check for me, my guy.
I'm like, I do not have my notes.
Okay.
History is a +3, so that's a 19.
Let me find.
I know I've been a lot of places.
I gotta find your name here. I'm going to whisper you something real quick
Okay.
on the old Facebook.
Whisper.
Mona apparently wants to answer for me. She's sitting at my feet and yelling at me. Right. Okay.
The secrets.
So what was the question again? It was my favorite.
What was your favorite spot in the Lazar Principalities?
I'd have to say it was the beaches right outside the bar that I would spend a fair bit of time at.
She pauses for a moment. That's correct. Very good. Begins to scribble into the address book.
I give Set a little like side eye glance.
Johannes, another question for you.
Yes.
How many times did you visit that bar in the Lazar Principalities?
0 that I remember.
That's
been
that
a long-
qualification of the that I remember. Really always saves you a little bit.
It would be truthful though.
Make a history check for me.
I would love to do that. It's a 9. The calculations. Like, do I remember 0?
sent you a message as well.
Okay. You know, I never went myself, but I had heard of it.
That's correct. Good job. She takes the quill and scribbles. Dak.
Dak.
You all wait for a question to be asked, but it's just silence.
Oh, mental communication.
I was just waiting for the correct, and then just
Yeah.
Dak, too, is silent, just staring at the marionette. Feels like it goes on for minutes. And then, that's right. Good job.
I look at Dak. Did his face change or look strained or weird or anything like that?
Make an insight check.
17.
Dak has been through a lot
Yeah, that's
just
fair.
in these past few hours. But there is a lack of color to his face that suggests that something very unfortunate was just communicated with this marionette. Silva. What is your greatest fear?
these are getting real uncomfortable.
We're not gonna judge.
Action. Slow minute.
That's correct. Good job.
something.
Nice work.
There's something really about that.
Scribbles.
All
down.
depressed.
Okay.
Correct.
She scribbles. She has to flip to a new page now because she's completely filled the one that she was writing in before.
Is it actual legible handwriting, or is it literally just like scrawling?
It is an extremely small print. It is like cursive. It is really hard for you to read it without like getting right up to it. Next question. Set. Do you miss Nathaniel?
Yes.
What would you do to bring him back?
I don't know.
That's correct. That's very That's very honest of you. You're all doing great so far. Johannes,
Yes.
what is your favorite dish to cook?
Paella.
Questions are all over the fucking place.
Do you think Penelope would have enjoyed it as her last meal?
Whoa!
Jesus.
Excuse me? What do you mean last meal?
Hey, I'm asking the questions here, Buster.
I go like closer to the puppet and like, what do you mean last meal?
I mean the final in a series of meals.
Guys, we need to leave this wizard tower.
Look, I don't know this.
Be honest.
So
Answer
you
honestly.
can just answer honestly. We won't know the understanding. My question was about me and me alone. That I had to tell the rest of you. I don't know this person of yours, so you're by all that's considered to me. This is an easier answer for you to give.
The reason I'm questioning is because Penelope is my friend, and my friend who set me up with this job, who last I heard, when we last saw her, was alive. Yes, she would enjoy paella.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
That's correct.
maybe
Nice
it's a
job.
hypothetical question.
She writes down in the book.
I look at the puppet. It better be.
I'm allergic to papaya.
Okay.
Set.
Yeah.
When are you going to give Johannes back what you stole from him?
I look over at Set.
I can't.
That's a shame. Johannes, how does that make you feel?
Concerned.
Jake, Steele.
I don't know.
That's correct. Good job. Silva, do these questions make you feel more alone or less alone?
I'm into that feeling, rather ambivalent. But I guess less, because it's, I guess, always good to know you're not the only one with problems in the world.
A great answer. I liked the part where the all of it.
I said ambivalent.
Dylan, you're fucking killing me with this shit.
I didn't say all of it. I said ambivalent.
I gotta keep it together.
But yeah, I didn't say all
you
of it.
you
I
didn't,
said ambivalent.
honey. You didn't say it, but she did.
Oh, okay. Oh no. Okay. Now, now I understand what you.
Yeah.
Now I understand what you said.
Picking up what I'm putting down.
Yes.
That is correct. Another question just for you. Who do you think you know better? Your friends or your enemies?
What an interesting question.
Well. Based on who I know my enemies to be, I would have to say my friends. Because the only enemies I can think of are either dead, a mystery, in relation to See, I've even forgotten his name already. But Seth, friend and wrote shapeshifter friend.
Oh yes.
And then this wizard right now, who I very much don't know much about, so I would definitely have to say my friends.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. Writes it down.
A lot of these questions are very subjective and don't exactly have a correct response.
Yeah, no, I mean sometimes it is just like, honestly, I don't have a direct answer right now, or like there's not one I feel like, or like some of them it's like I don't feel like Dylan could explicitly say this is a correct or not answer. Like when it's like backstory related that we've like gone over with him, there's a clear. But otherwise, like that, it's like, well, we haven't talked about it, so inherently, really just how I feel right now.
Great answer, Dak. You're doing very well.
I'm glad.
You realize that in the
Yeah.
moment that you were considering that Dak answered another question with her telepathically. Johannes,
I'm still looking at Set, but I say yes.
is there honor among thieves?
No.
They like to believe.
That's right, and always will be.
Ominous. All right.
This Marionette doesn't
Set.
have a good opinion on thieves.
Set. Is there virtue among hypocrites?
Damn.
No.
I feel like Set may not fully understand the question.
No.
Very good. Thank you for using word. Silva. If I ask you where the Summer King is, would you be able to tell me?
In a sense, I would be able to tell you.
The elf couldn't tell me either. Interesting.
I don't know what that means, but unfortunately, yes. While we can only ever give a general sense, the wood is wild.
All right. It is time for the final round of questions. Silva. Would you die for them?
I can answer, as I say, luckily Silva can answer this fairly confidently. Effectively put herself on the line to do so. Yes.
Oh dear. Johannes.
Yes.
Would you sail for them?
If I had to.
Set.
Yes.
Island?
No.
Island.
No.
Island.
No.
Island.
No.
Island. That's correct. Good job, Set.
Rather
Dak.
this again. This is a
The
long-
marionette slowly sinks back down into the writing desk. Face forward. The quill dropping from her hand, rolling down onto the floor. The inkwell spills over, ink spreading across the mahogany wood of the table. In the distance, the red door opens.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's move. Set will put away the dagger that they had drawn as soon as the marionette had said the word island. And then just put it back and march past.
Go and just walk in.
As you all filter past the marionette to approach the red door, that is where we will leave tonight's session.
Oh, nice.
Approaching the door, you hear a lone voice telepathically in all of your heads. She said there's good news ahead. That the darkness is over and we'll be in a better place from now on. But I don't know if I believe her.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Next time we meet, we shall see if our adventuring party finds that better place beyond this door. But until then, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for playing. And good job. You all did great.
I really want to be cured.
Correct.
I'll see you next time.
Oh, I hate that.